Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys 6 players on the New York Jets that could potentially break out this season and become either stars or just really impactful players for the New York Jets in the 2022-23 season. I'm really excited to make this video. It's been a while since I've been talking to you guys on here on Jets Media. As you guys know, I have a completely other channel all about the New York Knicks, and we're just going through the NBA offseason, so that's why you guys have not been seeing a lot of Jets Media the past couple of weeks. But don't you guys worry. There's going to be a lot of content here in Jets Media to come leading up until training camp, which is only 2 or 3 weeks away. I cannot wait for that. So before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Jets Media, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the video, I would greatly appreciate if you can hit that thumbs up and comment down below some stars that you feel like could break out on the New York Jets this upcoming season. With that being said, let's get right into the video. There's no specific list where I talk about this player. I don't think he's going to be a better player over the other ones, right? So this list is not really ranked from best to worst. It's just I made 6 players up, and I want to talk about why I feel like these 6 players could be potentially breaking out and potentially be stars. So starting off with number 1, I want to talk about this man right here, the wide receiver, year number 2, Elijah Moore. I feel like a lot of Jets fans feel like Elijah Moore is a budding star. If there's one player on the Jets that I can say with confidence that is most likely to break out as a star this season, where to the point where not just Jets fans feel like he's our star, but the NFL world, NFL fan bases around the world, where, you know, the NFL media, they look at the Jets and they say, wow, Elijah Moore is legit. Elijah Moore, I wanted him on my fantasy team. I wanted to buy his jersey. I feel like Elijah Moore has that in him, where not only his play on the field, but his off the field is really something that makes me feel like this is possible, because his will to win, his work ethic, his passion, you know, everything about Elijah Moore just screams a player that's going to make everything go right. And if you talk about his play on the field, the last 5 games of the season last year before he got injured was legit, guys. In 5 games, he was putting up star-like numbers, 6 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown pretty much every single game for 5 straight. It wasn't a fluke. Like, to start off his rookie season, it was a little slow. We all know that he missed the entire preseason last year with the quad problem. In week number 1, didn't really do anything. Week number 2, he didn't do really anything. In week number 3, got a concussion, missed a week against the Patriots, comes back, and then Zach Wilson gets injured, and then he's trying to find his way, and then he starts getting hot with Joe Flacco and Mike White, and then Zach Wilson comes back. He starts getting chemistry with Zach Wilson, and all of a sudden we're like, wow, Elijah Moore is now our number 1 receiver. He is living up to the hype that we saw what he was doing in last year's training camp, and then unfortunately for him, he injured himself and was out for the rest of the season. I genuinely believe if Elijah Moore did not get hurt to finish off that season last year, he would have finished off on a high note where we're all like, oh my gosh, Elijah Moore really is potentially a number 1 receiver in this league, and on the New York Jets, we have a budding star. So the only thing, in my opinion, that's going to hold Elijah Moore back from becoming a star in this league is injuries. I have so much confidence in his route running, his quickness, his shiftiness, his football IQ, knowing where he needs to go to get the ball in his hands, his ability to have yak, you know, picking up yards after the catch, his deep ball ability, you know, even getting balls thrown to him behind the line of scrimmage for screen passes. I mean, he's just very versatile. He's a very unique weapon that I feel like has breakout potential written all over him. I'm so excited to see what Elijah Moore can do in year number 2. And not to mention, he's going into the same system, and he doesn't have to worry about learning a brand new playbook. He's going to be comfortable. It's continuity, same quarterback, chemistry is there. So I really feel like Elijah Moore is a player that's going to break out this season for the New York Jets. Now, getting into the second player I want to talk about, well, let's go on to the defensive side of the ball, and that's Quinnen Williams. I really feel like Quinnen Williams, this is the season where he could definitely put it all together and break out. And the funny thing about Quinnen Williams is it's not like he's a bum or a bad player on the New York Jets. He's an above average, top 5 actually, defensive tackle in the NFL. But I think the problem with Quinnen Williams is Jets fans are saying, okay, we drafted Quinnen with the 3rd overall pick. The reality is, if you draft a player at the 3rd spot in the first round, you're expected to be a star right away. And Quinnen Williams, when we drafted him, was looked at as the best defensive player, the best player in the draft at that time. And we're waiting for Quinnen to become that, not just a good player, not just a great player, but a star. So when is Quinnen Williams going to be able to do that? Is this the season? You know, if you look at his numbers, he's been very, very consistent throughout his career with the New York Jets. But even Quinnen Williams will tell you that he's not reaching his full potential. He feels like there's another level that he can tap into, and I genuinely feel that as well. If you look at his numbers, they're good. And what I've noticed about Quinnen Williams in the past couple of seasons with the Jets is he has a game where he's absolutely dominant, like to the point where he has 2 to 3 sacks, a couple TFLs, just looking like kind of like Aaron Donald in a way. And then the next game he kind of disappears, or the next 2 games he's just not really making an impact because he's getting double teamed a lot, because a lot of offensive linemen and a lot of opposing offenses are zeroing in on Quinnen Williams to the point where he gets shut down. And then 2 games later, then he dominates. So I feel like when Quinnen Williams can get comfortable of dominating each and every game, and you can't expect him to do that, but say he can dominate 13 out of 17 games if he's healthy out of the entire season, then that's where he's going to put up Pro Bowl type numbers. And I really feel like a big factor for Quinnen Williams potentially breaking out this year, and this is not making excuses for Quinnen Williams, just the reality of football, is if Carl Lawson is healthy, if Jermaine Johnson lives up to the hype, if Jacob Martin can really provide depth there, if JFM kicks out on the edge and does his thing. I know JFM is going to be on the inside and on the edge, but don't be surprised if JFM is playing on the edge a lot. If Clemens can do something as a rookie, if we have actual pass rush, actual edge rushers, that's only going to unlock Quinnen Williams even more, because the past couple of seasons, Quinnen Williams has been the focal point of that defensive line, to the point where he's getting double teamed a lot. And not everybody's Aaron Donald where you can just absorb a double team and it doesn't even matter. I do feel like Quinnen Williams has shown that potential where there are double teams thrown at him and he still sheds it and gets a TFL or gets a sack or gets a pass quarterback hit. So I really feel like this is the season where Quinnen Williams knows mentally, he said in interviews, that I have not reached my full potential. I have a lot of work to do. I want to become that dominant player. And I really believe that he has that in him. And I feel like it's a mindset, and I really feel like it's a really good system fit. And I feel like John Franklin Myers getting better next to him, he's going to take a lot of pressure off of Quinnen, and the more one-on-ones Quinnen gets, it's going to be crazy. And even John Franklin Myers said himself, he thanks Quinnen Williams every day. He's like, hey man, I appreciate you taking all these double teams on, because that frees me up. I just got to worry about my one-on-one and get to the quarterback, while Quinnen has to worry about 2 people guarding him. So let's hope that he can really become that player that we drafted at the 3rd overall pick, because that's only going to make this defense even better. Now getting into number 3, let's get into the 3rd player. We'll go back to the offensive side of the ball. Let's talk about tight end Tyler Conklin that we got in free agency this year. I really genuinely believe that Tyler Conklin could become a very good tight end this season for the New York Jets, comparatively speaking to other good tight ends in the NFL. I really feel like this is the season where the Jets on paper have a actual tight end room. And I know we also have CJ Uzomah. I know we also have Jeremy Ruckert, but Tyler Conklin screams a player that is in the prime of his career. He is entering the years where you are the best player at that age. He's 25, 26 years old, coming off his first season becoming the focal point of an offense last year for the Minnesota Vikings when the tight end ahead of him and Smith got injured. Conklin stepped in, had 49 catches, 0 drops, a player that not only is a really good route runner, really reliable when it comes to his hands, but he's also extremely efficient at blocking in the run game and the passing game. So I feel like Tyler Conklin is going to become Mike LaFleur's favorite weapon to use in all those different elements. This system is so reliant on tight ends, where it was so frustrating to watch this system last year with Tyler Kroft and Ryan Griffin. It just did not work with what LaFleur was trying to implement here. So I feel like Conklin has potential to break out and become a really impactful player on the New York Jets. I don't think he's going to be, the number 1 guy and Zach Wilson only throws to Conklin. I do think that Uzomah is going to get a lot of targets, especially in the red zone, and become impactful. But I feel like Conklin is more in his prime, and he's going to become that tight end number 1. And he's located a sleeper in fantasy football. If you guys play fantasy football and you see Tyler Conklin late in the draft, I would honestly take him. I honestly feel like Tyler Conklin's going to have a productive season this year for the New York Jets. Now getting into number 4, let's go back to the defensive side of the ball. We're talking about year 2 slot cornerback Michael Carter II. I feel like Michael Carter II has potential to be looked at as one of the top young slot cornerbacks in the NFL after this season. I genuinely believe what he showed last year as a 5th-round rookie to slot in there and start all season shows durability, toughness. He got nicked up a bunch of times, but he went out there and showed that he can play through some injuries. His ability to shut down tight ends, his ability to blitz the quarterback. He sacked the GOAT. He sacked Tom Brady. That's not easy. I know Tom Brady's not agile. It's not like a mobile quarterback that it's not like it's hard to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, but it's awesome that he sacked Tom Brady. I also feel like Michael Carter II has showed so much flashes in his rookie season. It wasn't perfect. He did get beat up a couple of times over the middle, but there were some reps where you're like, wow, the man-on-man potential that he has against slot wide receivers or tight ends is legit. I feel like his mentality, his approach to the game, and his character really moves me to the point where Michael Carter II could potentially become a household name on this Jets defense in the secondary for the foreseeable future. The secondary looked really fun. We have DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner, Bryce Hall, Michael Carter II. Brandon Eccles. I mean, these corners that we have is going to be a lot of fun to watch this season. And Michael Carter II is a player that I genuinely believe could break out and become a really impactful player this season, to the point where he's making plays all over the place, blitzing the quarterback, getting some sacks, getting some TFLs, hitting people hard, even getting some pass deflections, maybe getting his first career interception this season for the New York Jets. I do have high hopes for Michael Carter II entering year number 2 in the same system with Ulbrich and Robert Saleh. And then number 5, let's get into a rookie. Running back Breece Hall. Running back Breece Hall, I think, is going to be the most impactful rookie out of the entire class this season. And it's crazy because he was the 4th rookie that we drafted. Not anything against Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson or Jermaine Johnson, but when it comes to Breece Hall, his home run potential, his ability to become a running back in this league that is looked at as a top running back right out of the gate. I think he has that hype around him where Breece Hall has everything you want in a modern day running back, where I genuinely believe after the season is all wrapped up, after his rookie season, if he's healthy, there's no reason why he's not looked at as a top running back in the NFL in terms of the youth guys. I feel like he could be in the same conversation of all the upcoming running backs, because don't forget, running backs in the NFL, they're kind of in their prime on their rookie contracts. That's why the running back position has been kind of devalued over time. You see running backs get drafted at right out of the gate in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Doesn't matter. They're impactful immediately. And now he has Michael Carter as well to be that guy to split carries with, but I really feel like Breece Hall is a fantasy sleeper as well. I think he's going to go pretty high in fantasy this year, probably 2nd round, 3rd round. I'm definitely going to be drafting him in one of my leagues because you know me, I'm always drafting my Jets in fantasy, but Breece Hall is a player that I really feel like could become a breakout borderline star as a rookie, and I'm really trying to tame my expectations. I don't want to think Hall's just going to become a star right out of the gate, but if he did what he did in college and he brings it to the Jets, especially in this run-heavy style offense that LaFleur tries to run here with the wide zone scheme, there's no reason to believe that Breece Hall is not going to become a potential really good player immediately in impacting this offense right out of the gate as a rookie. Now, getting into the 6th and final player of this video, and I think you guys are wondering, is Richie going to bring him up? Is Richie going to talk about him? Yes, I am going to talk about him. That is the quarterback, Zach Wilson, who definitely has everything he needs to break out in year number 2 for the New York Jets. You want to talk about all these different reasons why? Number 1, same system. Continuity matters. Zach Wilson doesn't have to learn a brand new playbook. He's not going to have to worry about his rookie hiccups of understanding what the NFL brings you, your everyday life. He had a whole offseason to really understand where he's at and what he needs to improve on. He can look back at his mistakes as a rookie, watch the film. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? How am I going to capitalize on when I played well here? How am I going to clean up these mistakes here? You know, that's really important for a quarterback to go through that rookie season and then look back on it and improve on it. And Zach Wilson said himself in Flight 2022 that in college, when he looked back at his sophomore season, that offseason was really important for him. And then that's when he broke out and had that insane 33-3 touchdown ratio, whatever it was, in BYU that eventually made him become the 2nd overall pick for the New York Jets. But there's that factor of the continuity, the same system, and there's also a factor that's the most important in my opinion is his supporting cast around him is ridiculous. It's lethal. I mean, on paper, this is the best supporting cast that quarterback has had for the New York Jets in so long. You want to talk about the wide receivers? They're 5 deep with Braxton Berrios, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, Denzel Mims, even Jeff Smith. I mean, there's so many receivers that Zach Wilson is going to get chemistry with. The tight end room is completely revamped with Conklin, who we talked about, Uzama, Rucker. A lot of guys at the tight end room that gets me excited. The revamped offensive line, bringing in Pro Bowler Lincoln Tomlinson, having George Fant back, Mekhi Becton potentially being back and back to his rookie ways, Elijah Vera Tucker, Connor McGovern. I mean, I love the offensive line. And then the running backs, Breece Hall, that we just talked about, who's a potential star of the making there, and then Michael Carter. So Zach Wilson has everything he needs to really get into that upper echelon of quarterbacks. I feel like there's no reason why Zach Wilson can't become top 14, top 15 in the quarterback ranking in the NFL this year because of the supporting cast around him, and not to mention his own play style. Not to talk about the external factors for Zach Wilson, but let's talk about Zach Wilson's ability in his own mind, in his own body, in his own physical realm on the football field. I do feel like Zach Wilson possesses all the star qualities you want in a quarterback. He has the arm to throw the ball 60-plus yards whenever he wants. He has that arm talent. It's unique. It's different. He throws the ball with different angles, and that's not going to make you a great quarterback in this league, but that's awesome that he does have that, because if everything starts clicking, then Zach Wilson is going to be a really fun quarterback to watch. He also has that instinctual ability to hit the home run every single time. He's aggressive. It's not like he's conservative and he's a little worried to throw the ball. Now, yes, that is going to bite him in the butt sometimes where he's going to force it and he's going to get picked off, but as long as he understands that he can't be a gunslinger 24/7 and he has to tone it back just a little bit, that's okay. But the good quality that Zach Wilson has is just that he likes to be aggressive, he likes to play within his system, and he likes to play off schedule a lot and be that quarterback to roll out. So in year number 2, I do expect Zach Wilson to not break out and become a top quarterback in the NFL right away. I do feel like this is the year where he's going to show improvement. He's going to show like why he was the 2nd overall pick. But then I feel like year number 3 for Zach Wilson is where he can potentially become a top quarterback in the NFL if everything starts to click for him. Not saying that's guaranteed, but that's just the trajectory I see for Zach Wilson. Not to put a cap on him. I mean, Zach Wilson could just take over the league this year for all I know. We've seen quarterbacks take that year 2 leap. It's real, and Zach Wilson did that at BYU, and like it was year number 3 for him. But at BYU, he just went up to another level because the offense really was clicking around him. He had so much chemistry around him. Everyone was healthy, and he just let everything loose. He wasn't thinking too much. He was just playing within his own body. So it's really up to Zach Wilson to master his fundamentals, hit the quick and easy throws, rely on his mobility as well. I mean, his athleticism is such an underrated factor to his game where I feel like he can take the ball 52 yards on the ground to the house if he really wanted to. So that's my thoughts of the 6 players on the New York Jets that I want to talk about that could potentially break out and be impactful players this season for the New York Jets that will help them get some W's. Let me know down below in the comment section of any players that I did not mention that you feel like I should have mentioned, or you guys feel like that deserve some credit that could be impactful this season. Not saying other players on the Jets are not going to be impactful. Like I could have easily talked about CJ Mosley, John Franklin Myers, Carl Lawson, even Corey Davis. There's a lot of players on the Jets are going to be impactful, but these 6 players I just felt like could potentially step up in a big way that could surprise some people around the league, and I'm really excited to see what the Jets can do this season. Comment down below your thoughts, like the video if you guys enjoy, and comment down below also a Jet emoji if you stayed into the end of the video. That does it for this one. Now catch you guys in my next one. Let's go Jets. Peace out.